Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is the 1940 Cleveland Bears Negro American League baseball season. The Bears were back for Season 2 of play, and again they were playing in the Negro American League. Similar to MLB, the junior circuit of Negro League baseball, home games for the Bears in 1940 were played at League Park. The team had transferred from Cleveland Municipal Stadium to League Park, which was more centrally located and convenient for the fans. The Bears had a pretty good year in 1940. They finished in third place with a record of 16-13, winning percentage of .552, 8.5 games out of first. The first place team was the Kansas City Monarchs, who were 30-10, winning percentage of .750, very good. Second place, the Memphis Red Sox, 25-20, 7.5 games out of first. Third place, the Cleveland Bears, 16-13. Fourth place, the St. Louis-New Orleans Stars, 20-19. Fifth place, the Chicago American Giants, 20-28. Sixth place, the Birmingham Black Barons, 11-21. And in seventh place, the Toledo Indianapolis Crawfords, 6-17, winning percentage of .261, 15.5 games out of first. By 1940, a number of Negro League stars were being lured to Mexico to play baseball, pro baseball, with high salaries. And a lot of star players went to Mexico, including Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, Cool Papa Bell, Ray Dandridge, Leon Day, and Willie Wells, and others. And they went to play for Jorge Pascual, the beer king of Mexico, who, with his four brothers, operated the Mexican League. Opening day for the Newark Eagles against the New York Black Yankees in Newark, New Jersey. They among the music played included the national anthem, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and "Happy Days Are Here Again," played by A. Failstock's band. Now, at the Negro National League owners' meeting, Effa Manley was in conflict with Cum Posey. Effa was the owner with her husband of the Newark Eagles, and Cum Posey of the Homestead Grays, playing out of Pittsburgh. And Effa Manley called Posey a, quote, handkerchief head, and which was an insult, like being called an Uncle Tom, and Cum Posey was beside himself. 1940, the Homestead Grays divided their games between Pittsburgh and Washington, D.C. The owner of the Cleveland Bears in 1940 was J.G. Greer. He was white. He was the station master at the Jacksonville Railroad Terminal Company in Jacksonville, Florida. And he oversaw the 80 Red Caps employees who years earlier had decided to form a baseball team. And J.G. Greer had this to say about the 1940 Cleveland Bears, quote, "These men are well and orderly, good dressers, and conduct themselves as gentlemen and good sports on and off the field." The players worked as Red Caps in Jacksonville in the off-season. Greer said that he wanted to give Cleveland, quote, "a good, clean, honest game of baseball every time they come to the park, regardless of who their opponents may be." Ticket prices for Cleveland Bears games were 55 cents and children half price. The Bears were 15-7 in the preseason, had a very strong preseason. On April 5th, very tragically, there was a team bus accident and quite a few players were injured, and this affected the team's play. Early in the season, they had a 4-game losing streak, and it was written by a sports writer, quote, "The Bears were as sad as William McKinley's funeral, and linotypist Henry Jacobs, who attended the solemn rites, swore even the horses cried on that occasion." Of course, William McKinley was the president from Canton, Ohio, who had been shot and killed in 1901. By mid-July, unfortunately, the Bears dropped out of the league, and that was the end of their season. And then the following year, they returned to Jacksonville, Florida. However, there was a game between the Cuban Stars and the Homestead Grays, an exhibition game at Cleveland Municipal Stadium in August. Now, for this video, 16 of the players, there were no photographs of the players available, so I took random photos from the Negro Leagues to use instead, and I've actually been doing this in previous videos in case you're interested. The manager for the Cleveland Bears in 1940 to start the season was Jim Williams, who had a record of 10-5 and also played some first base. Williams batted .045 with 5 hits and 17 at-bats. He had 4 RBIs, a stolen base, walked twice in 7 games. They called him Big Jim. He was an outfielder, first baseman, and manager during his career. He played for the New York Black Yankees, the Newark Eagles, Homestead Grays, Toledo Crawfords, Cleveland Bears, New York Cubans, Birmingham Black Barons, Atlanta Black Crackers, and Durham Eagles between 1936 and 1948. Williams was big, strong, and fast. He could run and hit with power. His fielding was unexceptional, and his throwing arm was a bit lacking. However, he was a hard-playing competitor and very aggressive. And Williams batted behind Josh Gibson and Buck Leonard for the Homestead Grays in 1938 when they won the title, and in 1939 was on the East-West All-Star Game. He was born in 1905 in Atlanta, Georgia. For his career, Williams batted .300 with 317 hits, 151 runs scored, 72 doubles, 6 triples, 12 home runs, 184 RBIs, 26 stolen bases, 60 walks in 284 league games. A fine career for Jim Williams. The second half of the season, Alonzo Mitchell returned as a manager and had a record of 8-10. And he batted 3 times, did not have a hit. He also did a little pitching, had no decisions in 2 games, 2 innings pitched, an earned run allowed, and an ERA of 4.50. And Mitchell was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1941. Alonzo Mitchell. Now the starting lineup, Henry Turner was the catcher. Turner batted .213 with 13 hits. He scored 11 runs, had 3 doubles, a triple, 13 RBIs, a stolen base, 15 walks in 18 games. And Turner was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, and the Cleveland Buckeyes in 1943. Henry Turner. Skin Down Robinson played first base. His given name was Walter. They called him Skin Down. He batted .161 with 5 hits. He scored 2 runs, had 3 stolen bases in 8 games. During his career, Robinson played second base, third base, and first base. He played for the Atlanta Black Crackers, Jacksonville Redcaps, and Cleveland Bears between 1938 and 1942. Robinson was born in 1908 in Fernandina Beach, Florida. For his career, he batted .251 with 50 hits. He scored 22 runs, had 5 doubles, a triple, a home run, 13 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 17 walks in 57 league games. Skin Down Robinson. Al Cool Papa Frazier played second base. Frazier batted .208 with 10 hits. He scored 7 runs, had 2 doubles, 8 RBIs, a stolen base, 4 walks in 14 league games. And Frazier was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. This was the end of his Negro League baseball career. Al Cool Papa Frazier. Parnell Woods was at third base. Woods batted .265 with 18 hits. He scored 14 runs, had 2 doubles, a triple, 7 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, 4 walks in 17 games. And Woods was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, and the Cleveland Buckeyes from 1943 to 1948. Parnell Woods. Clarence Lamar played shortstop. Lamar batted .188 with 12 hits. He scored 8 runs, had 3 doubles, a triple, a home run, 11 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 8 walks in 20 games. Lamar was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, so this was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1942. Clarence Lamar. Ormand Sampson played left field. Sampson batted .220 with 13 hits. He scored 9 runs, had a double, a triple, 9 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 12 walks in 18 games. They called him Flash and George. He played shortstop, third base, catcher, and pitcher in his career. Sampson played for the Atlanta Black Crackers, the Newark Eagles, Brooklyn Royal Giants, Homestead Grays, Chicago American Giants, in the Mexican League for Agrario and Anahuac from 1932 to 1940. He was a good hitter and a versatile fielder with a strong arm and was a smart base runner. In the off-season, he worked deep-sea fishing in Gainesville, Florida. Sampson was born in 1910 in San Salvador Island, the Bahamas, and he died in 1966 in Miami, Florida at age 56. For his career, he batted .235 with 46 hits. He scored 30 runs, 4 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 24 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 18 walks in 56 games. Ormond Sampson. Johnny Ray was in center field. Ray batted .230 with 14 hits. He scored 12 runs, had 3 RBIs, a stolen base, 15 walks in 17 games. And Ray was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. So this was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1945. Johnny Ray. Duke Cleveland was in right field. Cleveland batted .289 with 22 hits. He scored 18 runs, had a double, 5 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, 13 walks in 20 games. Duke Cleveland was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, and with the Cleveland Buckeyes in 1943. Duke Cleveland. The bench players included Ralph Coles, who played some left field. Coles batted .167 with 4 hits. He scored 5 runs, had 4 RBIs, a stolen base, 4 walks in 18 games. Coles played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, so this was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1946. Ralph Coles. Herb Barnhill was a spare catcher. Barnhill batted .250 with 7 hits. He scored 5 runs, had 2 RBIs, a walk in 10 games. Barnhill was with the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. This was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1946. Herb Barnhill. Mint Jones played some first base. Jones batted .294 with 5 hits. He had a double, 4 RBIs, a stolen base, 3 walks in 6 games. Jones played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. So this was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1941. Mint Jones. Player named Manuel played some left field. They called him Clown. He batted .333 with 1 hit and 3 at-bats. He scored a run, had a double, an RBI, a walk in 1 game. Manuel played for the Louisville Black Colonels and Cleveland Bears between 1938 and 1940. Clown Manuel. Van Jenkins played third base. Played some third base. He batted twice, did not have a hit in 2 games. And his Negro League baseball career was just with the Cleveland Bears in 1940. Van Jenkins. Player named Seward played some outfield. He had a batting average of 1,000. 1 hit in 1 at-bat. He had an RBI in 1 game. And his Negro League career was just with the Cleveland Bears in 1940. A guy named Stewart. Lacey Thomas batted once, did not have a hit in 1 game. He was an outfielder and pitcher. He played for the Jacksonville Redcaps, Cleveland Bears, and Chicago American Giants between 1939 and 1940. He was a hard hitter who could hit the long ball with a strong and accurate steel arm. He could throw out base runners on strikes from the farthest corners of the outfield. Thomas was born in 1910 in Meridian, Missouri. For his career, he batted .300 with 27 hits. 17 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, 11 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 9 walks in 25 games. Lacey Thomas. Now the pitching staff, the ace pitcher was Preacher Henry, who was 3-6 with an ERA of 4.65, 13 games, 10 starts, 6 complete games, a shutout, 71 2/3 innings pitched, and 48 strikeouts. Henry batted 25 times and did not have a hit. He scored a run, had an RBI, and walked twice. Henry played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, and this was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1951. Preacher Henry. Andy Sarvis was 4-1 with an ERA of 4.08. 8 games, 4 starts, 3 complete games, 46 1/3 innings pitched, and 29 strikeouts. Sarvis batted .200 with 4 hits and 20 at-bats. He scored a run, had a double, 2 RBIs, 3 walks in 9 games. And Sarvis played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. This was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1942. Andy Sarvis. Smokey Owens was 1-0 with an ERA of 4.60, 4 games, 3 starts, 15 2/3 innings pitched, and 6 strikeouts. Owens batted 5 times and did not have a hit. He played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. Smokey Owens. Ted Alexander was 1-0 with an ERA of 2.08. 2 games, 1 start, 8 2/3 innings pitched, and 5 strikeouts. Alexander batted .333 with 1 hit and 3 at-bats. He played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940. This was the end of his time in Cleveland. His Negro League baseball career continued until 1949. Ted Alexander. Specs Ellis was 0-1 with an ERA of 5.19. 2 games, 1 start, 8 2/3 innings pitched, and a strikeout. He batted 3 times and did not have a hit. Ellis played for the Jacksonville Redcaps, the Cleveland Bears, Birmingham Black Barons, and Cincinnati Clowns between 1937 and 1944. He was frail and asthmatic. He pitched the longest game of the 1934 season, was the losing pitcher in an 18-inning game, which he lost because of his own error. Ellis, for his career, batted .167 with 3 hits. He scored a run, had an RBI, 3 walks in 15 games. As a pitcher, he was 1-7 with an ERA of 5.06. 15 games, 8 starts, 4 complete games, a save, 64 innings pitched, and 20 strikeouts. Specs Ellis. Alex Broom was 0-1 with an ERA of 5.06. 1 game, which was a start, 5 1/3 innings pitched, and 3 strikeouts. Broom batted twice and did not have a hit. He played for the Cleveland Bears and Jacksonville Redcaps between 1940 and 1942. Broom was born in 1921 in Tampa, Florida. For his career, he batted .091 with 1 hit and 11 at-bats. As a pitcher, he was 2-2 with an ERA of 3.38, 5 games, 3 starts, 21 1/3 innings pitched, and 15 strikeouts. Alex Broom. Alonzo Boone was 1-0 with an ERA of 7.20, 2 games, 5 innings pitched, and 2 strikeouts. Boone batted 3 times, did not have a hit, and scored a run. He played for the Cleveland Bears in 1939 and 1940, for the Cleveland Buckeyes in 1943, and then from 1945 to 48, and in 1950, all for the Cleveland Buckeyes. Alonzo Boone. And finally, Clarence White had no decisions and an ERA of 3.38. 3 games, 1 save, 2 2/3 innings pitched, and 2 strikeouts. He batted twice and did not have a hit. He was a pitcher and a second baseman during his career. White played for the Memphis Red Sox, Nashville Elite Giants, Louisville White Sox, Monroe Monarchs, Montgomery Gray Sox, and Cleveland Bears between 1928 and 1940. He was born in 1901 in Tennessee. For his career, White batted .091 with 2 hits and 22 at-bats. He scored a run, had an RBI, and a walk in 17 games. As a pitcher, he was 2-7 with an ERA of 5.86. 18 games, 10 starts, 3 complete games, a save, 66 innings pitched, and 19 strikeouts. Now, the champions of the Negro Leagues in 1940, there were 2. For the Negro American League, the Kansas City Monarchs were the champions, and for the Negro National League, the Homestead Grays. And there was no World Series to determine an overall winner. The top hitter in the Negro Leagues in 1940 was Buck Leonard of the Homestead Grays. And the top pitcher was Ray Brown, also of the Homestead Grays. So that's the story of the 1940 Cleveland Bears. They had a pretty good year. A year to be proud of. God bless the fellows who played for the Cleveland Bears in 1940 and everyone else associated with the team, including the fans, especially the Civil War veterans, Spanish-American War veterans, and First World War veterans. Captains of the Cuyahoga, lovers of Lake Erie, Terminal Tower Power, fans of the Free Stamp Statue and the Fountain of Eternal Life, Euclid Avenue Electricity, Severance Hall Stalwarts, Cleveland Museum of Art enthusiasts, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum rebels, Christmas Story House happy people, First Energy Stadium friends, Progressive Field pals, Quicken Loans Arena enthusiasts, Tribe, Browns, Cavs, Munsters, and Gladiators rule. Cleveland, City of Champions. Cleveland is the best location in the nation on the north coast of America. New York is the Big Apple. Cleveland is a plum. Before you know it, it'll be opening day 2019. Go Tribe. This is our year. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.